Hey everybody, Yankee here. I want to come on here today and sound the alarm, so to speak, on something that has me really upset today. It seems that the state of New York and their governor, I think their last name is Hochul, signed into law yesterday a bill that requires credit card companies to spy on gun owners. This is the next step in their gigantic war, Bloomberg's war, on gun owners. Now, make no mistake about it. This is not a war on gun crime like they try to portray it, because none of these things that they do have anything to do with crime. All they do is infringe on the rights of legal, law-abiding gun owners. So these are the acts of war on gun owners. And like I said, what they're doing now is they're requiring credit card companies to put a special code on any purchase that is from a gun retailer, a gun shop, whether it's ammo, weapons, whatever, and report that to the government. They're having your own credit card company spy on you and turn over your private information to them so they can monitor whether they think you've bought too many guns or too much ammo. And they say, well, this will be so we can make sure people don't do bad things. They don't stockpile ammo to do bad things, because we all know anybody who buys more than a certain amount of guns or a certain amount of ammo are doing bad things, right? That's the mindset that they want to put forward with laws like this. And I think they kind of gave away their cards when the governor said, this law will now let us catch mass shooters before they commit a crime. Meaning they're going to preemptively go after people that they think are going to commit a crime. That's the only evidence they got to have, is that this person bought a bunch of ammo, therefore they're going to be a mass shooter. That's all the government wants. They just want that in. They want that foot in the door. You know how cops come to your door, and then if you're dumb enough to open it, they'll stick their foot in it, and then if you try to shut it, you're attacking a police officer. This gives them a foot in the door for anybody they want to go after. If they don't like your politics, they don't like your opinions, maybe they don't like what you say on the internet, well, all they got to do is ask the credit card company, did he buy any ammo this week? What, 300 rounds? He must be planning something. That gives us a reason to go check. Because if this isn't a reason to go check, then why would they need to know the information? And if they're not going to keep this as some sort of registry for people that can go on the enemies of the state list, what's the point in keeping the information? There would be no point in keeping this information if you weren't going to use it against the populace. And it isn't to stop crime, because there's no evidence whatsoever that people that are going to commit crimes actually do any of the things this law would show them doing. This is just something that most people who own guns do, and this gives the state a way to keep record of these people. Who went and bought ammo this week? Who went and bought guns this week? You know, we can't keep a record of who owns what guns, but no one says we can't keep a record of who bought something at a gun shop or who bought ammo. So they're basically creating, like I said, an enemies of the state list and getting around the laws that prevent them from creating registries about gun owners. That's all this is. That's all a lot of these laws are. It's that foot in the door. It's that information that they can gather on people, put them on a list, and then anytime they want to go after that person, well, see right here, we already legally established that this activity is suspicious. So therefore, since this person committed suspicious activity by buying, 200 or 300 rounds of ammo, which I don't know about you, but I do that all the time. Since this person committed this suspicious act, we can now go to their house. We can stick our literal foot in the door. And then if they react badly to that, we can escalate the situation. That's what the government is seeking with these laws. It's not about stopping crime. It's creating, like I said, lists of enemies of the state. It's giving them a foot in the door to actually come after you. So they can tell a judge, oh yeah, see judge, we set up this law because, if a person does this, it means they're likely to become a mass shooter. You don't want it on your list, on your record that you didn't stop this mass shooter, right? So you better sign off on our warrant to go to their house because we've already established that this activity is suspicious. This law says so. So now we got to go check them out. And then we can, like I said, escalate the situation to where we can take them out if we need to or want to, more likely. So this is where a lot of people are like, oh, you're overreacting, you're just being crazy. No, these laws do nothing but what I'm saying here. There's nothing in these laws that stops any crime. This is basically just the government setting up a private industry as their own private secret service spy force to keep tabs on citizens who do things that they don't like, that you're legally able to do, and you have every right to do. And there's nothing nefarious about it. But the type of people that do this and exercise this right, they don't like them because they're a threat to their power and their authority. So they want to make this list, and they want to gather this information, and they want to establish that this behavior is nefarious. So now when they go to your house, stick their foot in your door, and then have to shoot you because you fight back, well, that they were justified in doing so. That's what these laws are about. This is a war on gun owners. This is a war on people that the state deems as volatile or non-loyal, someone who might fight back if things get bad. That's what this is about. This is about preemptively taking out people that they think could be a problem in the future. They said so themselves. We'll catch them before they commit a crime. Although the crime they're talking about isn't the one they're selling you. It isn't mass shootings. It's the crime of not obeying your government blindly, not being a sheep. That's the crime they're worried about, and that's why they're making credit card companies now be their own little secret service so they can get the goods on you and have a reason to go get you before you ever become a problem for them.